Hey everybody, it's Eric from Side Stage Magazine, and I am down here at Backseat Bar and Grill in Winchester, Virginia, with the Zealots. What's going on, guys?
What up?
Well, it's a roundtable discussion, so let's go around the table and introduce yourself to everybody.
Perfect. Right on. I'm Adam. I play drums. I'm Ryan. I play guitar.
I'm Jeff. I play bass. I'm Micah, and I sing. I'm Colton. I also play guitar.
Great. Thanks. I mean, it's great to have you all here. It's great to finally meet you. I mean, I think I've probably been blowing up your all's page due to the fact of the tour, and I'm like, probably when they meet me, they're going to be like, oh, geez, it's that guy.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's not at all.
But speaking of the tour, how's it been going?
Great. It's fantastic.
How's it going? Good. Yeah. About a week and a half.
A week and a half in.
Yeah, a week and a half in. So we still got like 5 weeks, 5 more weeks. But
Okay.
so far, so good, man. We had a great time in Ohio last night, and then the next 4 days are like all shows, so we won't have a day off. This is like the first more than 2 in a row we did.
It's
Something.
like a 5-day run. So we'll have days off here.
Okay.
I think next Monday and Tuesday.
Where do you all originate from? For people who are just getting introduced to you through the magazine.
The Quad Cities is where we're from. Iowa, Bedford, Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa side of Iowa. Quad Cities. Yeah, it's Iowa, Illinois area. Nobody really knows where Davenport, Iowa is, so we always
Iowa
say,
looks like a face that's got that nose. We live in the booger of Iowa. That's right where.
Excellent. Well, that's a great way to remember it. We live in the booger. I mean, hey, I get it.
Some people don't get it. They don't know.
They don't get it?
They don't get the face, how that's a nose, and we say that, and they're like, no.
No.
I was like, didn't you learn that growing up?
Apparently,
in the States?
we were the only schools that were taught that.
You have a new single out.
Yes, our most recent single is on everything, like streaming wise and purchase available sites. And then what's it called? Johnny Cash.
And I think I heard it. It was. Did you have a link to it on your Facebook page, correct?
Yeah.
So I think I checked it out there. Of course, then went to the YouTube page, and then, well, of course, went to the Spotify. So I had the whole plethora.
There you go.
So I could hear it at anywhere I went. There's also another single that, well, I think is pretty badass. Chips the Fish.
Yes.
When I heard that, that was probably one of the singles that, for whatever reason, it just like stuck out. It resonated. And in all honesty, I can't even really tell you why. It's just other than the fact that after hearing Johnny Cash, when I heard that, I was like, oh, wait a minute. It kind of like was a shift in a different direction, which was honestly in the industry is something that's really cool. When a band's able to keep the sound that you have, and I guess the collectiveness that you have as a band, but to switch from something like Johnny Cash to Chips the Fish,
Right.
and make that transition, even if it's old versus new, but make that transition almost seamlessly, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that means a lot.
That was when we did Johnny Cash. That was actually our first song with like Jeff as our new bass player, and then that kind of helped with that, helped us dial in what we were doing, what we wanted to do, and then Colton we added like shortly after that, which was like a year and a half ago, and that was kind of the final piece that we needed.
Okay.
So now, like, we got a new album coming out soon that's kind of even another shift almost of all the songs, just because now we've got more brains in there.
More dynamic.
We all pretty much come from a lot of different musical backgrounds, and that's like a typical thing, because everybody's different, plays and stuff, but it really, like, even more so with us, I think now you can really tell, like, the stuff that he added, because it's very, like, funky, groovy reggae.
I come from a funk background. We played in previous bands together, but
Yeah, a lot of us have.
I went off that road for a while, and it kind of stuck with me a little bit. Although I do like to get down with the rock and roll.
The chemistry was definitely there. Played a lot.
It's fun. Fusion.
Definitely different.
experimental.
You spoke briefly about influences without like dragging this out because I know whether you're a music lover, whether you're a musician, everybody has influences.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of your influences?
Rival Sons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Highly Suspect.
Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Bad Flower.
All that stuff.
Yeah, Bad Flower.
Growing Down Broco. That's like some UK pop rock stuff.
Yeah. Very cool.
Growing up, like the two biggest influential bands as my childhood was Blink-182 and Switchfoot. Those were like the number two, or the top two bands I listened to, or the only two I had on my iPod or something when I just got an iPod. It was like just those two songs.
And Royal Blood.
Royal Blood? Okay.
Got to throw the Green Day out there. My mom was cool and bought me the Dookie album when it first came out.
Wow.
And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
For me, growing up, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yes.
That's
Can't
big
forget
influence.
those.
And especially if you're talking about the funk
Oh,
and
yeah.
just, I mean, and we're not just talking about regular funk. We're talking about like that nasty
That
funk.
dirty.
That just that comes from the bottom, and you're just kind of like, oh yeah, that's it right there. Music that you're like when you're on the road. What are you all listening to? Other than the bands that you like right now, what's in the van?
We listen to Royal Blood a lot.
Yeah. We listened to that new Skrillex song.
Really?
That
was cool.
We listen to everything.
We listen to everything.
Literally
It really
everything except for like country will get thrown on our speakers.
Yeah.
And I'm not against country. I got coworkers that listen to it in the work truck all the time. I just don't know it enough to be like, oh, dude, listen to this song.
I can't relate to it.
Yeah, I don't get into it that
We
much.
bump
I have
some
a truck.
Kendrick Lamar too.
Shout
We're
out.
very versatile. Shout out
Comes from
Hey
Kenny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I think today on our drive here, we listened to a lot of Royal Blood and Don Broco.
Okay.
Royal Blood's like a two-piece rock band.
Correct.
And then Don Broco is like that UK pop.
Yeah, 4-piece UK rock band. Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
Miami Vice.
Hey, Counting Crows, my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I love me some Counting Crows.
We're beyond the rest of the tour. Where are the Zealots going? Like, what's your projected future, if there is one, if you could project it?
If there is one, that's the question, right?
World domination.
World domination.
That's what I say, and everybody looks at me strange, like, man, there's something wrong with that boy.
Perfectly normal.
We would like to take over the world, because we wouldn't.
We got a
But
free
for now-
pass to a gym recently to Super Fitness.
Yeah, shout out to Super Fitness in Toledo, Ohio for letting us work out.
But Micah asked for it said the job would you
Oh yeah, it said you had to fill out the waiver to get in. It said job. I wrote it said employer. I wrote rock and roll, and it said length eternity. So
There you go.
I
There's
think
nothing wrong with that.
short-term This year, we're going to try to get this album out and do
Okay.
some more touring. West Coast, because it's going to be cold back home. So we'd like to go where it's nice.
It's funny you say that. I got friends that are from Omaha.
Oh, yeah.
And they kind of like do the same thing. It's like in the winter, because we always ask them, they're like, well, you got to come east. They're like, nah, we're going to do the West Coast.
Yeah.
Then when the weather breaks, we'll come back. But yeah, it's odd because a lot of the bands around here, it's literally the complete opposite. They'll head out west like in the early part of the year, and then they'll come back here to, I guess, where it's comfortable for them. A lot of the locals like that between 1818 and Silvertongue and stuff like that, they'll go out there first, then double back at the end of the year. So it's interesting that you all do the complete opposite. But I guess for you all it makes more sense. I mean, and especially like you're saying, I mean, to come out here in the middle of the winter would be painstaking.
Yeah, some of the roads I was on today, I was thinking about it, about if it was snowing,
No way.
or even like you were going through the mountains and stuff, skinny roads, one-lane bridge,
You gotta love those.
he was so tense his butthole could cut a carrot. He was Punching that wheel.
I was though. I really was, because that's like a nightmare. I have bad dreams about me and
One-lane bridges.
killing my bandmates and I'm
Tipping over.
And you gotta live with that.
yeah,
No predictions.
Other than you being able to cut carrots, what are maybe some memories that stick out on the tour right now? Or maybe some crazy things that, of course, the guys in Artifice are too scared to talk
This
about.
morning.
This morning.
Oh, this morning.
What part of this morning?
There's a lot going on this
There's been a
morning.
lot of this morning.
We're getting ready to leave.
Well, let's just talk about the craziest thing. We're getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden we hear.
Oh my god.
We look over, and this truck is like hanging
On the
off the bridge.
guardrail, in the oncoming traffic.
And so
Nice.
Jeff just sprints over there. Instantly, he just sprints over there, make sure everything's okay. Turns out this truck with like the deer ram on there, like
Not T-Ram,
or
like
what?
like a ramming bar.
brace.
Yeah, the cow catcher that we call it around there.
Cow catcher. But he T-boned this lady, and her airbag was off. She was stuck, and Jeff took his knife out and popped the airbag for her and tried to get her out.
Well, I got her out, but her leg was broke.
Definitely broke.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. Half from there. So.
So that was this morning.
It was wild though. That's a part. And it happened like probably 100 feet max away from us. So like we got to see the whole thing happen. Like, I was in the van and I literally
I just
I
look
was
over, I see
waking
this
up.
truck going off the bridge.
And I just sat up and I hear, "Rrr," and right where I'm looking, there's just an accident going on. And Jeff's walking in front of the van, looking over at it too. And then I just saw a truck like be somewhere it's not supposed to be, and I was like, I just woke up. And I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, that was wild. That was this morning. So that was probably the craziest thing that's happened so far.
Hey, good God, I don't even really know where to go with that one. I mean,
Yeah, that was-
I mean, especially like you said, if you're waking up, how?
And I was like processing everything. I had half my clothes off, and I was like in the van sweating.
I just got done throwing up behind the trailer. And then there's just a car crash. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that add that to the rest of things that were going on.
The night rolled
Where can everybody see you tomorrow? I think it's Hickory, North Carolina.
Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem.
No, I
Okay.
think that's the second.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow's Greenville, North Carolina.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, you do. You know, just oh, my phone's dead.
Okay, yeah, so we're playing Hickory, North Carolina at the Wizard Saloon
Okay.
on 9/1.
We were all wrong.
Every single one of them.
Then Winston-Salem at Johnny and June's, and then Greenville, South Carolina 9/3 at the Radio Room.
Awesome. So if you all are down south in the North Carolina, check these guys out. I am dying to see them hit stage. I mean, video is one thing,
Yeah,
but seeing the live show is completely different, and you got to be there. You got to feel it. So, also, if you're watching, get your asses down here. You got 45 minutes. So get down here to the Backseat Bar and Grill, hang out with everybody, the Zealots, 1818, Artifice, and me, and it'll be great. All right, guys, I appreciate it. I thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much, dude.
Have a great show, and we'll talk to you soon.